First of all, the beat goes on for Clemson. The Tigers just annihilated Virginia tonight in Charlottesville, 55-0. You're going to see a tape replay of that ball game immediately following the newscast. We are running a little bit long because of the tennis, but don't worry, you're going to see a vast majority of those 55 points. Clemson a big winner over Virginia.
We now join the replay of today's Clemson-Virginia game, already in progress.
See Flowers off his left side this time. Not much running room. 3rd and 5. You've got to be thinking pass inside the 10.
Flowers 29 yards in 4 carries now. 3rd and 5. Epley looks to Rulak in the end zone, but he's covered. Look at that athletic ability. He's got a good wall. Cheatham with a block. Epley on his 25 lets it go, and Rulak scoops it up down at the 1-yard line. Let's see what they officially rule. It looked like, to me, he trapped the ball.
It did look like it bounced from up here. The official's going to give it to him on the 1-yard line. What athletic ability Mike Epley shows on this play. Epley just trying to make something happen. All his receivers are covered. He tried to hit the down and out. Here he's scrambling around, getting great blocking. There's K.D. Dunn coming back, giving him a fine block. Finally lets it go, and let's take a look at it. The officials have now ruled incomplete, and sure enough, Art, looked like it bounced in there.
The unfortunate thing, the official you saw right behind him was in no position to see the play, and Danny Ford now contesting the second decision. Mike Epley has had more success in his varied athletic career than against Virginia than any other ACC school. Last season, he had his best single-game completion percentage in Clemson history when he hit 12 out of 15 for 199 yards. Right now, it's a 4th and 5 as Donald Igwebuike comes in to try for the field goal. The ball placement at the 13. 11-14 remaining here in the first quarter as Peretti gets sets to hold.
And Danny Ford commenting this week he feels his kicking duo is the best in the country.
He's got good reason. Igwebuike with 1 for 1 in field goal department. That was a 49-yarder in the first game. It's up. It's good. Beautiful snap from Williams. Good hold by Peretti. Igwebuike puts the Tigers on the scoreboard with 11:09 remaining to be played here in the first quarter. It is Clemson 3, Virginia nothing. We'll be back with more football action from Scott Stadium in just a moment. Excuse me. Clemson getting set to kick off after moving 66 yards in 11 plays in 3 minutes and 51 seconds. Capping it off with this young man's 23-yard field goal. Igwebuike, 4 out of 5 non-returnable kicks this season as he came into the season with 107 out of 180 non-returnable. With the new rule, it's a little bit more significant. There you see Barry Word, number 4, and Antonio Rice, also deep, ready to receive the kickoff. Another beautiful high floater that puts Word back toward the end of the end zone. He will not run it out. Another unreturnable for Igwebuike as the Cavaliers take over at the 20-yard line.
And Art, the Virginia fans giving their defense a big hand as they came off the field, tightening up inside the 10-yard line. They were happy to get out of there with that field goal.
Kevin Ferguson, the young quarterback who was a wide receiver last year. Morris, Petty, and Muha, then the interior line. Dombrowski, boy, he's a good one, that left tackle. Let's see what the Cavalier offense can do now in their first series of plays. Mikowski. Howard Petty, the tailback. He had quite a year last year. 6'1", 204-pound sophomore from Annapolis, Maryland.
Well, you're going to see the cutback here, and what the cutback does is get William Perry out of position. Perry was looking for the ball carrier over left tackle, and the cutback forced him right up the middle, and Perry was out of the play. 1st and 10 now at the 33-yard line. What a great play to open up with. This one goes to the fullback, Antonio Rice. You know, George Welch has this big void to fill this year, the quarterback spot against Clemson's very fine defense. And we asked George about this youngster, Kevin Ferguson.
Well, it's hard breaking in a new quarterback, and I'd rather break him in against somebody besides Clemson because they can make a lot of people look bad like they have in the last couple of years. But I think he has a lot of poise, and he can, you know, he's ready to do it. And we're not going to ask him to do a lot, so that we hope that our running game can help him a lot during the course of the game.
Now in at fullback, Steve Morris, as he comes to the near side for a gain of 2 yards. Mike Battle put the block on the play. Let's check out the defensive lineup of the Clemson Tigers now. Wells, Berlin, the two Perrys, and Terrence Mack, the Bandit. Mack with a great game last week. There you see the linebackers and the secondary. Pleasant with great speed. Isaacs, Watson, a great hitter. 3rd and 4 for the Cavaliers at the 39. Handoff goes to Howard Petty. Linebacker pursuit. And coming up with a big hit is Reggie Pleasant. He's got 4.45 speed. And he certainly used it that time, coming up as the penalty flag hits the turf.
Well, there's an indication of exactly how George Welsh is going to help and try and help his quarterback. And we've got an illegal procedure call on Clemson. That should be a first down. But we had a 3rd and 4, a passing situation. Welsh decided to go to the sweep. He doesn't want to put that burden on Ferguson this early in the ball game.
That would give him the first down. You're right, Kim, as it goes to the 44-yard line. So the first penalty of the ball game against Clemson gives the Cavaliers a first down. Nick Merrick, the leading returning pass receiver, far to the far side, as Kevin Ferguson at quarterback calls the signals. Ferguson on the option. Great pursuit that time by William Perry, number 66.
Well, the thing that Danny Ford did so effectively last week was move William Perry around. He's not just playing that middle guard position. This is where he's lined up on this particular play, but he's moved from tackle to tackle. Offenses cannot double team him as well when they don't know where he's going to line up.
Preliminary indication is a clipping call against Virginia.
Now, and there you see the great pursuit. That man is 330 pounds and moves like a cat.
In the first game of the season, Perry with 10 tackles and 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, 1 fumble recovery. Can't ask much more, and he played almost the entire ball game against Appalachian State. Clemson 3-0 with 9:52 remaining in the first quarter. It's 1st and 24 for Virginia after the clipping call. Muha to the near side, and it's Merrick to the far side. Ferguson tucks it under. Missing the hit was Tyrone Davis. And finally securing him was Ronald Watson.
Well, this is a bootleg. He's got a guard pulling out in front of him. Ferguson on the run, doesn't see anybody open. Decides to tuck it under. He gets good yardage. Breaks an arm tackle there down the sideline.
Reggie Pleasant and Watson securing the stop, but not before. Getting back to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. From the 44, Petty. Good fire out initially by the offensive line on the left side. Dombrowski, Alderman, both of them 6'5", and Guerin, the center, 6'3". But then the linebackers came up very quickly to secure the action. Chucky Richardson, number 56.
Well, Clemson pursues so well, Art, that if Virginia continues to cut back the way it has on several plays out of the eye, they're going to get good yardage because Clemson at times will over-pursue the ball.
18 yards on 3 carries for Petty. Morris is the lone running back. Ferguson back to throw. Big rush by Davis. Terrence Mack. And also Craig Crawford in on the play. Ferguson is dropped for a big loss back to the 35.
Well, here you're going to see it. Ferguson, just a 3-step drop. Wanted to let one go quickly. Clemson blitzing this time. And Ferguson's in big trouble. That's not a bad sack because when you take a sack on 3rd down, it's not nearly as bad as a sack on 1st or 2nd down. Incomplete pass, they would have had to punt anyway.
Okay, the punter in the ball game. Mansa. No, it's Ferguson. Ferguson lifts it up. Reggie Pleasant will let it bounce at the 34. Good coverage to the 25. Walker was supposed to be their punter, who averaged 39.5 a ball game, Jeff Walker, but he had some academic problems, and so they've had to go with their quarterback Ferguson to do the kicking. With the score, Clemson 3, Virginia nothing, 7:29 remaining in the first period. Let's pause now for word from your local station. This is the Raycom Sports Network. Clemson taking over at the 25-yard line. Great breakthrough by the linebacker, Russ Swan. Flowers had nowhere to go because Swan's pursuit.
You know, Art, really the key to this game for Virginia is their defense. They've got a veteran defense returning this year. With the inexperience that they have on offense, I think early in this game and early in their season, they're going to have to rely on their defense.
Three wide receivers. Butler's in the slot to the far side. Stacy Driver is your tailback. 2nd and 11 now. Driver the carry. Gets a gain of a yard or two on the play before Charles McDaniel makes the stop. McDaniel had 11 unassisted tackles against Clemson last year. One of the finest single game performances ever for a defender here at Virginia. 2nd down, make it 7 yards to go. Make it a 3rd down and 7 now for Clemson.
And McDaniel, only a junior, is a big one. He's 6'3", 230.
Had 20 tackles against North Carolina last year. Epley going deep for Ray Williams, and Ray Williams cannot get through the ball. I think the determination there is, could he have caught it? Because he was definitely blocked off from trying to get to the ball. Bob Sweeney on the coverage.
Well, both the defender and the receiver have an equal opportunity to go for the ball. I think that time was just incidental contact. Kind of surprised that Clemson tried a play action pass on 3rd and 10, Art. I don't think they fooled anyone.
Dale Hatcher, 6 punts. 44.8 average so far this year. No runbacks. It looks like Sweeney might have a chance on this one. From the 24, head loose tackle. Beautiful tackle that time by Crawford, number 49.
Craig Crawford on a great play. Almost a face mask. But he was down there quickly. The
great hang time, letting the Tigers get down, though, with good pursuit.
Hatcher's incredible, Art. I have never seen anyone punt better than the way Hatcher's punted the last 2 games.
Cavs take over, trailing by 3, the 27-yard line. Kevin Ferguson, the young quarterback, pitching back to Morris, and Morris out of bounds as he was pushed out of bounds by Keith Williams. 7 tackles in his last ball game, his first in this ball game. The tight end Hitchcock trying to get leverage on that side, but it's a gain of only 3 yards. The 2nd and 7 now. Morris carried 3 times for 9 yards so far in the ball game. Ferguson has the chase from Perry. Now the linebacker Walls makes the tackle at the 31-yard line. Henry Walls, as a freshman last year, had 93 tackles.
Well, William Perry's quickness really disrupts this play. As you can see, it was a designed rollout to Ferguson's left, but Perry's in there right away. Ferguson has no time to set up. He's got to tuck it under and run, and here comes Walls.
They move Ferguson to quarterback from a wide receivership because of his strong arm, and as you can see there, his mobility. A redshirt freshman. From the 3rd and 6 situation, Ferguson dumps it off to his tight end, and it's a fumble, I believe, taken out of the air by number 73, Dombrowski. Hitchcock, the tight end, got it first loose, and a flag is down on the play.
Well, this is quite a play. They faked a quick pitch. Ferguson rolling to his left again. Looks like we've got an illegal receiver downfield. Let's take a look at it. He fakes the pitch, rolls to his left. He's got his tight end coming across the middle, puts it right on him. That would have been Ferguson's first completion, but look at this tackle. The helmet right on the ball, Art. That's the way it's supposed to be done.
Looked like Terrence Mack on the tackle. And And Reggie Pleasant comes in to bounce him out of bounds. The penalty, the third against Virginia in this ball game, and they've been costly. 35 yards worth of penalties so far, and still 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
Well, that would have been Ferguson's first completion, and you know he'd like to have that one back. This young man's got a lot on his mind, not only starting his first game at quarterback, but punting as well. Against
Reggie
one
Pleasant.
of the, excuse me, Art, against one of the top-rated teams in the country.
Reggie Pleasant waits for the low spiraling kick, calls for the fair catch at the 37-yard line. That's where the Tigers will take over. So pretty good field position now for the Clemson Tigers as they try once again, leading 3-0. 4 minutes, 52 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Clemson 3, Virginia nothing. We'll be back to Scott Stadium in Charlottesville, Virginia, right after this. Epley, the quarterback. Flowers and Griffin, the running backs. Scooping it up on the far side was Boyer. Incompleted pass. Epley just throwing it low on the play. That's probably the worst pass I've seen him throw all season.
What he tried to do was, on a 3-step drop, he wanted to throw the hitch pass to his right, but he came out looking left. And when you're on a 3-step drop, it's pretty hard to look one way and come back and throw the other. He's got to just set his feet and get them going in the direction he wants to go initially.
Epley, after 13 for 17 and 131 yards last week, is 1 for 4 and 9 yards, enough to put him over the 2,000 career yardage mark for passing. Dumping it off to the far side. Terrence Rulak is run out of bounds by Ray Daly.
Well, they came back with exactly the same play. This time Epley got his feet set just a little bit better, and they've got a 6-yard gain out of it. They're looking at 3rd and 4 now. You know, this is the area where it's so hard to defense against Epley. 3rd and 4, he could run, he could throw, the sprint out. There's a lot of options open to Clemson on 3rd and 4.
Epley on the option, tucks it in. He's so good at that option, breaking down to the 40, to the 39, to the 38. He's met there by Bob Sweeney.
No sooner do we mention it, and here comes Epley on the attack. Watch how smooth he is now. He's going to fake the Flowers as fullback on the dive play. He's already reading that defensive end as he comes out around the corner, fakes the pitch, just cuts it up. Lots of running room. Look at the cut there. Great athletic ability, way downfield.
Both linebackers, McDaniel and Swan, went with that fullback fake. 4:18 remaining first quarter, 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. The pitch back to Griffin. Good speed. What a cut. Gets to the 30-yard line. He cut on number 30 and just made for some extra yardage before Lageman finally made the tackle, replacing Swan at a linebacker position.
Well, actually hard to believe that there wasn't an illegal procedure penalty on that. The tailback moved just before the snap. Apparently he couldn't hear the call, but no flag by the official. They've got a 2nd and 2.
Boy, he hung Charles McDaniel out to dry on that run, that's for sure. 2nd and 2 from the 29. Flowers right up the middle from the fullback spot, has the first down almost to the 25-yard line. I think they'll mark it at the 26, and McDaniel, trying to make up for things, makes the tackle.
Right now Clemson really has the Virginia defense off balance. Epley going with the dive play, then he'll come back with the option. I think Virginia's guessing right now, and so far they're guessing wrong in this drive.
Fullback Flowers now in 6 carries has 31 yards. He had a total of 37 yards in 10 carries in the last ball game. First down from the 26. Epley making sure everyone can hear. Tough pass to complete to Ray Williams. Epley threw it about the only place you could throw it. The timing was off on it, Kim.
Well, you're right. It was a tough attempt because they're on the left hash mark. They try to roll left. They had the receiver doing a down and out on his left side, and they just ran out of sideline.
Daly covered nice on the play. Ray Daly, a senior from Seabrook, Maryland. He had 2 interceptions last year. He had the angle perfectly on that pass play. 2nd down, 10 yards to go for the Tigers at the 26. 3:08 remaining first period. Epley pitches back this time to Griffin. Gets a good side block by Dunn. Out of bounds at the 3-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 6. Lester Lyles finally made the tackle. What an important tackle by the 6'3", 215-pound senior from Washington, D.C.
And Steve Griffin is going to show us some great outside speed here. Epley on the pitch. There you see the Virginia defense already committed up on Epley, and here comes Griffin. Look at that speed.
Griffin carried 6 times last week for 34 yards and gets a big blow now as Flowers takes it up the middle. Sweeney made the tackle for the Cavaliers. So on the 1st and goal, it goes down to the 2-yard line.
Griffin's back in there.
Grulac to the near side. Boyer goes to the far side. Flowers still the fullback with Griffin at the tailback spot. Epley hands it to Flowers. He does not get in. And a nice submerging effort by Charles McDaniel. McDaniel was able to hit him quick enough and hold his legs down.
Well, down inside the 3-4 yard line on defense, you're going to have to guess. And that's exactly what McDaniel did that time, and he guessed right, hitting the ball carrier actually in the backfield.
The leading tackler the last 2 seasons, actually, for the Cavs. 3rd and 1. Big play now for the Tiger offense. Touchdown. That time, the fullback made his way into the end zone. Flagler, number 33, on the carry. Charles McDaniel got a hand on him but couldn't hold him in. And so it's 6 points for the Tigers. Number 33, you see him there, getting his congratulations from his teammates. William Perry, number 66. Donald Igwebuike set to try for the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and a beautiful kick. It is good. So Igwebuike right now is 7 for 7 in extra point tries on the season, and 2 for 2 as far as field goals. Let's take another look at that touchdown run by number 33, Terrence Flagler.
Well, here's Flagler out of the eye. He's going to go over Reese's left guard. McDaniel made the hit actually before the touchdown line, but Flagler carried him in for the score. You know, this is the kind of drive that Clemson had last year in the opening moments of the ball game. A long, sustained drive, and actually Epley's execution of the option got them down there this time, Art, not his passing ability.
63 yards in 10 plays. 4 minutes and 52 seconds elapsed. And Flagler taking it over from the 1-yard line. Word and Rice are deep as Donald Igwebuike sets the ball up to kickoff. Still 1:45 remaining here in the first quarter. Already 10-0 Clemson over Virginia. Very similar so far to last year's ball game. Look at the deepness. Perfect kickoff under the new rules, Tim.
Oh, under the new rule, if he kicks it out of the end zone, the ball comes back out to the 30. If he kicks it in the end zone and it's not returned, they bring it back to the 20. So he did his job that time. You're right, Art.
He got enough height on it. There's the scoring drive. 3 minutes and 7 seconds time of possession.
And the 2 big plays in that drive were Epley's run off the option and the pitch to Griffin where he got outside. Got a lot of running room down the sideline. Virginia's going to have to open up the offense a little bit, Art, if they want to stay in this game.
Kevin Ferguson. Pitch back to Petty. Gets collapsed on the sideline. Leading the charge was number 57, Keith Williams. Ronald Watson also in on the play.
Oh, and Mike Isaacs came up from the strong safety position, really disrupted the blocking scheme that time.
You can see the success they had last year, and by the time they hit the Clemson Tigers, they had won 4 straight, losing only 1. They won their first 4 ball games, and that was a terrific accomplishment for George Wells. Steve Morris on the carry, breaks near the first down marker. Bob Olderman doing a nice job from the left guard spot with the block. First down.
Well, we're going to see good blocking right up the middle. Ferguson handing off, overrunning the ball. The Clemson pursuit doesn't catch up to him until he's got a first down.
From the 30-yard line with the first down. Morris with 13 yards in 4 carries. Petty stood up by William Perry after a gain of 3 yards.
Now, good play by the defensive line of Clemson. Danny Ford's big concern coming into this season was his defensive line. Even though he had William Perry returning, there were a lot of holes to fill. And last week, Steve Berlin filled in nicely, as did Michael Perry. And Dwight Meadows, the freshman, had a surprising game.
Michael Perry goes out of the ball game. Oh, that Meadows had a great game. 10 tackles. A record for a freshman in his first varsity ball game. Ken Brown is in at the bandit position now on his 2nd and 7. Ferguson looking to the airways. Nice tackle. Very fine move by number 84, Dwayne Meadows. And we just got through talking about this young man who's only a freshman. Take a look. Number 84.
Well, Meadows was straight back in the pocket. Here we see the pursuit by Dwayne Meadows. Only a freshman. Good play by Ferguson, though. He dropped back in the pocket, didn't have anywhere to go with the ball. He at least got upfield. He made something positive happen. They got a few yards out of it. He avoided the sack. We've got a 3rd and 3.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score. Clemson 10, Virginia nothing. We'll pause now for word from your local station. This is the Raycom Sports Network. Substitution to the tight end spot. Gino Zimmerlink comes in at the tight end, replacing Brian Hitchcock for the Cavaliers on a 3rd and 3. Ferguson drops back. Dumps it off. Morris.
Well, there it is. That's Ferguson's first completion as a Cavalier. It's got to make him feel good because he picks up a first down. This is a well-designed play. Just a 5-step drop. He's going to hit his back swinging out of the backfield. Clemson back in his zone, and they got just enough for the first down.
Mike Isaacs, number 22, making the tackle. So another first down for the Cavs. Trying to get on the scoreboard here in the 2nd quarter. Morris, the lone remaining running back. Here comes the blitz. Look at that agility. But what an adjustment by Dwayne Meadows, number 84, to bring him right back to the blitzer. Ferguson is caught behind the line of scrimmage back to the 36-yard line. Take another look.
Well, you're going to see Craig Crawford break free from the Clemson left side. Ferguson didn't have a chance, didn't even have time to set up. He avoids the tackle. Good athletic ability, good escapability, but too many other Clemson players around the ball.
Number 76, Steve Berlin, also making that play happen. Merrick to the near side on a 2nd and 20. Muha is to the short side of the field as Ferguson hands to his lone remaining running back, and right there to get the grasp is William Perry. Morris had no chance at all.
And another example of George Wells trying to take the heat off his quarterback. Passing situation, they're going right to the draw. And really not a whole lot of deception here. You notice Ferguson turned and looked at the fullback right away. He's got to learn to keep his head downfield before he hands that ball off. That will tip off the defensive lineman.
10 tackles last week. Defensive lineman of the game voted on by the Clemson coaches. 3rd down and 20 yards to go for the first down. Handoff goes to Word. Barry Word, who's a speedster but can't break loose. You know, with 4-1 speed, you've got to have some blocking, though, to utilize it. And the Clemson defense just collapsed on him.
Oh, that's exactly right. Steve Berlin with another great play. Clemson's fired up defensively, and Virginia a bit predictable so far in this game.
Pleasant is back on his own 30-yard line as you see Kevin Ferguson averaging 38 yards in his previous 2 punts, getting set, standing back on his own 17-yard line. 10-0 Clemson, just into the 2nd quarter. The rush is on. Bringing Pleasant to the near side now. He'll get a chance at it from the 25. Good smart move by Pleasant. Just put your head down and look for a crease and go right upward. Chris McMahon making the tackle. So with 12 minutes and 21 seconds remaining to be played before halftime. The score, Clemson 10, Virginia nothing. We'll be right back to Charlottesville, Virginia, right after these words. Ray Williams to the far side. Boyer to the near side on a 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Epley. What a pass. He connects with Jim Riggs, the tight end, all the way to the 45-yard line. Good quick run. William Frazier finally making the tackle.
Jim Riggs, number 99.
Virginia barely had time to set up, Tim.
Well, that's right. Epley's going to fake to his dive back here, the fullback, and it looks like the option play, but he's going to pull up and hit Riggs, his tight end, on a little looky pass right down the middle.
Epley now 3 out of 7 for 38 yards through the air. 1st and 10 from the 46. Epley dropping back to go long. He's got his man Ray Williams. Touchdown.
What beautiful execution by the Clemson offense.
Kim McQuilkin, that play fake in the backfield once again, freezing the secondary, giving an opportunity for the speedster Ray Williams to get behind the coverage.
That's right. In the last series, they ran the option to perfection. This time, the first 2 plays, they make it look like option, but they throw pass. The second time on the post pattern, going for all the marbles. Nobody near him. Everyone on the defense was fooled by the play-action pass.
Epley with his 3rd touchdown pass of the season. Donald Igwebuike set to try another extra point. Look at the loft he's getting on that. It's good. Igwebuike, perfect. 7 out of 7 in extra points this year. Epley dropping back after the fake. Lets it fly. Bob Sweeney was left in the dust as Ray Williams takes it in.
And all Williams did was run the post. He went down about 12 yards, didn't even make a move, just broke towards the post, ran through 2 defenders. He was wide open.
He only had 1 catch for 3 yards before that one. Clemson 17-0 here in the first quarter. It took only 32 seconds. 2 plays going 69 yards for the 7 points. Ray Williams, of course, the leading pass receiver last year, but 19 catches, 342 yards. Putting the helmet back on. It feels more natural that way. Well, you never know in Danny Ford's system when a wide receiver is going to have to move because he brings them in and out as far as the wide receivers are concerned. Antonio Rice, number 47. Barry Word, number 4, deep, getting set to hopefully get a chance on a run back off the toe of this young man, Donald Igwebuike. It's Word to the near side. He might let that go through. Now there's the perfect example, Kim McQuilkin, of penalizing someone for kicking too well. And we only mentioned that one time last week, but
well, I think, you know, in this case, they are going to rule that the ball was returnable. It could have been caught in the end zone, so they're only bringing it back out to the 20.
Good decision.
But you're right. The way I felt last week was if a guy can kick it out of the end zone, he ought to get credit for it and not penalized.
Donald Igwebuike dropping it in the end zone and not putting it through like he did last year. 17-0. Clemson Tigers leading. Up the middle to the fullback. Steve Morris. You saw Mike Battle, a sophomore from Richmond, Virginia, 6'4", 238 pounds, trying to block his man out of there. Antonio Rice, number 47, the ball carrier. Our correction. It's a gain of 3, make it 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Last year, you see they averaged 396 yards a game. The only problem last year against Clemson had 509 yards total yardage in their game. That's Rice again, number 47.
Well, 42-21 last year. 17-0 at this point in the game, and they're right on schedule.
Clemson in last year's game between these two teams had 30 first downs and had 509 yards. Antonio Rice, 7 yards on 2 carries. He's the lone remaining running back now on a 3rd and 4 from the 26. Ferguson dropping straight back. He's got some room, but oh, look at that adjustment by William Perry. Kevin Ferguson just not quick enough to elude Perry, and Perry throws the block off to get to him.
We hate to keep repeating ourselves, but William Perry just has amazing quickness and lateral pursuit for a man that's 6'2", 330 pounds.
Perry, of course, celebrated for his sacks and tackles for loss. In fact, he's not far from setting career marks for Clemson in that category, but we just saw one of his most valuable assets right there. Terrence Mack almost got his hands on that punt. It looked like Reggie Pleasant put his knee down at the 41-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it. So with the score, Clemson 17, Virginia nothing, with 10 minutes, 1 second remaining before halftime. We'll pause now for a word from your local station. This is the Raycom Sports Network. Clemson takes over from the 41-yard line. Man in motion is Stacy Driver. Epley goes to Rulak. Rulak gets the block he needs. And a fumble on the play. A great break for the Cavaliers. Russ Swan picks up the football.
Well, this is going to be the fake the quick pitch. They're going to throw the quick screen out here to the left. Lester Lyles, the strong safety, almost intercepts this ball, but he overruns it. Rulak down the sidelines is going to cough it up. Good stick there by Lester Lyles. Notice the pursuit, Art. Lyles missed the interception, followed him all the way downfield and made the play.
Maybe this might be what fires up the Cavaliers to get on the scoreboard before halftime. Ferguson behind Guerin, the center. Out of the eye, that's Petty. Petty simply froze Richard Donaldson, number 20, there for a while before he could react. Dombrowski really making a block on the play. The junior's only 6'5", 290 pounds, Kim.
There you see Lester Lyles and the hairdo that he and some of his teammates are sporting for this game. They call it the lightning cut.
2nd and 4. On the 45, Ferguson. Ball is tipped by Clarence Mack. Boy, he's learned an awful lot in a short period of time of his playing career as a Bandit. They threw him right into the coals as a freshman last year.
Well, Mack made a big play here because on the bootleg, Ferguson had Gino Zimmerlink wide open, the tight end coming. There he is, coming across the middle. And had that ball not been batted down, I think Zimmerlich would still be running.
The sophomore is 6'3", and we've got a penalty flag, and the preliminary call will be against Virginia. Virginia has not been very lucky as far as the yellow hanky is concerned here this evening.
Well, the Clemson team is so talented. They really do force you into a lot of mistakes. We've got an ineligible receiver downfield again. That's going to be loss of down.
It's hard on those rollouts, isn't it, Kim, to hold your linemen in?
Well, it is, and they've got to discipline themselves.
George Welch. Coach Welch looking from the sideline on a 3rd and 10 now situation. Ferguson going back to throw out of the pocket. He's got his man. Barry Word is out of bounds at the 40-yard line after a first down. Well, so after the 4th penalty setting the Cavaliers back, Ferguson comes through.
We're going to see Ferguson on the run, thread the needle here to his left. Barry Word standing on the sidelines. He got 2 feet in bounds, a good catch. You only need one, of course, in college.
Number 35, Delton Hall, maybe looking for the run a little bit too soon that time.
And Ferguson showing us he can throw on the run as well.
9 minutes, 6 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. Ferguson pitching it back to Word. Wow, look at that great pursuit. Chucky Richardson. Richard Donaldson in on the play, number 20 that time.
Well, it seems like they're all over there. The intensity of the Clemson defense forces the pitch to happen far too early, way in the backfield. They're nowhere near getting outside on the corner.
There's Richardson.
There's Richardson. Look at them all. 5 of them on the football.
Donaldson, you see, doing a cartwheel underneath the pack. 2nd and 14 for Virginia now. Clemson 17-0 here in the second quarter. Kevin Ferguson, the sophomore. I didn't even see a flag go in the air as Word takes it out of bounds.
Apparently the officials feel the entire Clemson line got back.
There was definitely movement, but whether they got back and set in time. You know, that was illegal procedure there. The left guard, number 79, and that in the personage of Bob Olderman.
Without a doubt, there was an infraction somewhere in there.
Players flying all over the place, and they did not get set back in time. I'm surprised that there wasn't the yellow hanky. 3rd and 9 for the Cavaliers with 8:16 on the clock, second quarter. Barry Word coming to the near side as Ferguson rolls out. Michael Perry on the chase, but finally coming up to hit him hard is Richard Donaldson. Barry Word threw a nice block in the corner that time.
Donaldson really put a lick on Ferguson, and Donaldson got the worst of it because he's down. Well, now he's up.
Short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 2 yards to go. Let's see what George Welch decides to do.
Donaldson's going to come out. He's favoring that left shoulder, Art.
He threw that left shoulder into the ball carrier with no regard to his own body, that's for sure. Brian Hitchcock is the lone wideout to the far side. 4th and 2. Cavalier fans all standing, and that time the tight end jumped off, and we finally have some hankies that time. Zimmerlich, oh, he's going to hang his head when he sees that film replay. From Milltown, New Jersey, the 6'3" junior popping off.
There was a long cadence at the line of scrimmage. You almost got the feeling that Ferguson might have been checking off. Zimmerlich, however, illegal procedure.
5 penalties for 45 yards marched off, but they've all been hampering the drives of the Cavaliers.
And I'll tell you, 4th and 7.5 is a lot tougher call than 4th and 2.
Muha goes to the far side. On a 4th and 7, Ferguson back to throw. Intercepted. Tyrone Davis, number 37. It was intended for Muha. So a great break for the Clemson Tigers. They make their own break this time.
Well, you're going to see Ferguson put this ball right on the money. A 5-step drop. He steps up in the pocket. He's going to hit Muha right in the hands, a little high. Muha trying to catch the ball in his hands, which is what you try to coach receivers to do, but just couldn't hold on to that one. The ever-present Clemson defense comes up with another turnover.
Danforth doing a good job inside. Tyrone Davis covering on the outside. There you see Ty Davis on the sideline now, looking to see what the offense might do. Stacy Driver in motion. And there you have Flowers on the carry. 7:51 remaining in the second quarter. Bob Sweeney making the tackle number 2 on Flowers as Flowers comes up limping. Kenny Flowers doing such a great job from Daytona Beach, Florida, out of that fullback spot. Only a sophomore, 205 pounds, has had his problems.
And that time, Stacy Driver threw a nice block on Lester Lyles to spring Flowers.
It's too bad, too. He had 9 carries, 45 yards. We hope he's not seriously injured. 2nd and 1 now for the Tigers. Just beyond the 35-yard line. Stacy Driver gets the yard and a little bit more. Not quite to the 40-yard line before he's stacked up by Kilgannon. Tom Kilgannon, 249-pound senior. Stacy Driver did not start this game. He started last week and was the leading rusher, averaging 5.6 yards a carry on 11 carries. He's got 8 yards, as you can see there, in the second week of action. From the 40, it's a first down. Driver. Oh, what a cut. 45, 50, 45, and he's out of bounds before he can reach the 40-yard line. Bob Sweeney pushed him out or forced him out there.
Well, here it is, the toss sweep. Nice move there by Driver out to the outside.
A lunging block by Henry Carter, the fullback.
Look at the speed.
And what an individual move by Driver to get to the outside. First down at the 46-yard line. Up the middle, no running room at all. Carter on the carry, stopped by the middle of the Virginia line. So Henry Carter can't break loose that time after a good block on the preceding play, and it'll be a 2nd and 9 for the Tigers. Pat Charleston to the near side. Epley down the line, takes it himself. Option play's been a big play for the Tigers in this ball game. He's out of bounds after a gain of 3 on the play. Bob Sweeney, that free safety, doing another fine job.
Well, we're going to see it again. Faking the dive. Epley seems hungry. He seems to want that ball. He seems to want to keep it. Getting as much as he can out of this play. They ran that into the short side that time, thinking that Virginia may be rotating their secondary to the wide side of the field. Clemson runs back into the short side.
You know, we haven't seen much from the very fine left tackle Ron Madison this ball game. Epley, the deep drop on a 3rd and 7. Goes to Stacy Driver, and he took his eyes off the ball. I think he was more concerned by Kilgannon, number 77, and David Bond than anyone else.
Well, David Bond, you're right, was right there. I think had Driver caught the ball, he wasn't going to get the first down. And we've got Hatcher in to try one of his unbelievable
Sweeney
kicks.
Moving back to the 10. We'll see what Hatcher decides to do with this one. He likes to pop them high and short so the coverage gets down there in time. See the coverage going all the way to the end zone and then looking to come back on the ball, but this one sails too far.
That was in excess of 5 seconds on hang time, Art.
6 minutes, 28 seconds remaining to be played. Second quarter. Clemson 17, Virginia nothing. We'll be back with more football action in just a moment.
And the nominees are Annette House, Morristown, New Jersey, Textile Chemistry. Nancy Snow, Greenville, South Carolina, Political Science. Kathy Heinsohn, Folly Beach, South Carolina, Zoology. Deborah Savage, Columbia, South Carolina, Chemical Engineering. Russell Caldwell, Crosswicks, New Jersey, History. Catherine Cole, Marietta, Georgia, Foreign Languages. And the winner is all 6 of them. These 6 Clemson University students were chosen for Fulbright scholarships for the fall of 1984. 6 of 6, a phenomenal achievement. For the next year, they will study in Germany and France and do their part to increase mutual understanding between the people of the United States and the people of other countries. The Clemson Fulbrights, everybody wins. Clemson University and Young Minds, working together for you.
Tree farmer Andy Griffith.
Out here, I'm more like a producer than an actor. My trees are the real stars. I manage my tree farm to provide wood and improve the environment. Good forest management's important because demand for wood and paper will double in the next 50 years. There's a growing potential in our forests. If you own land, you've got a part to play, and we've got a script for you.
Clemson University and Forestry, working together for you.
Under the full moon at Charlottesville, Virginia. Howard Petty gets the call and tries the right side, gains about 5 yards on the play. Hitchcock, the tight end, getting off the pile as a blocker. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Cavaliers.
Well, offensively, Virginia needs someone on that offensive unit to step up and make a big play. They need a score before half. There's 6 minutes left in this half, and if they win 17-7, they're still in the ball game. But somebody's got to make a big play over there offensively.
And Coach Welch is trying to get a big play from a new player, the quarterback, Makowski.
Right.
The handoff, though, goes to Howard Petty.
We've got a new quarterback in there. Go ahead, Art.
Hands to Petty, and Petty was jammed up pretty well.
He was the backup quarterback last season.
Number 1 now in at quarterback for the Cavaliers.
Lost that position in spring ball to Ferguson.
And he only really had 4 for 13 passing for 58 yards last year. But he's the only quarterback with any Letterman experience at that position coming back this season. He connects this time to the 38-yard line to Brian Hitchcock. Goes to his tight end, Kim McQuilkin.
Well, this is the play that Ferguson ran several times. It's a reverse bootleg out to his left. He's going to be on the dead run. See, notice how he squared his shoulders to the line of scrimmage just before he let that ball go. That puts a little bit more accuracy on the ball, and it was a nice play and a big first down for Virginia.
Denton Hall was there ready to make the tackle, but didn't get there in time. Nice catch. 1st and 10 at the 38. Petty. Loose football. And we'll have to see who comes out of the pack with it. Clemson Tigers feel they've got it. And a linebacker comes out of the pack. It's Walls with the football. So another tough break for the Virginia Cavaliers, but the Clemson Tigers are making things happen down there.
Well, after the Appalachian State game last week, which Clemson won 40-7, Danny Ford was very upset with his defense and the type of tackling that he saw out on the field. He saw a lot of missed tackles, a lot of arm tackles. He's certainly not seeing any of that this evening.
Joe Ellis at the right tackle, Cheatham right guard, Swing at center, Reese at left guard, Engel at left tackle. 1st and 10 from the 34. Epley almost faked out the referee that time. Roulette, touchdown. William Frazier couldn't get to him in time. And Terrence Rulack pulls in his 2nd touchdown of the year. What a great play fake once again.
Well, it was. This is the identical play that Williams scored on, except that Epley turned it over. He went to his right this time, faking to his fullback, faking the option, dropping back. Rulack on the post pattern right down the middle, made a nice diving catch, falling into the end zone.
So Epley now has 2 touchdowns in 2 ball games each. Igwebuike coming in to try the extra point. He hasn't missed one all year. 23-0 to score. Igwebuike hooks it a little bit, but it's within the uprights.
Now watch the tailback here. To me, the giveaway on this play, well, we're not going to see it, but the tailback just stands there. He doesn't move. There's the fake to the fullback. Epley's going to drop back and just hang it down the middle. Slicing in between 2 defenders, there's Rulack into the end zone on the post pattern.
Beautiful pass and good concentration by Rulack for the touchdown. In the last 6 quarters of action, it's the opponent's 72, the University of Virginia nothing in their last 6 quarters. And it's tough to get anything going with that freshman quarterback and inexperience at the other quarterback spots. Ferguson, Milkowski, both very inexperienced. So the drive in 1 play, 33 yards, only took 9 seconds to go on the board again. Epley to Rulack to cap the scoring play.
You know, and I'm sure that Ferguson and Majkowski are both fine quarterbacks. I was able to see the 3rd quarterback, Scott Sequels, in high school, and I know he's got tremendous ability, but it's just all experience.
Igwebuike. Word from the 1. Word secured at the 25-yard line by Reggie Pleasant. Mike Epley in this ball game is now 6 out of 11 through the air, 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. He has rushed twice for 24 on very important option plays. Milkowski in at quarterback once again. Merrick goes to the far side with Muha in the slot. From the 26, it goes to Petty. And Petty this time with a little running room off the right side as Mike Battle was able to free for a block. Moves it to the 34-yard line.
Wayne Schutz was the Cavalier quarterback last year, played almost every snap the entire season. He was a transfer from Colgate and had 2 fine years at Virginia.
127 yards to 37 through the air in this ball game. 2nd down. And they haven't moved the down marker yet. The officials talking things over. Now they decide to move it down. officials forgot to tell the stick to move down, so it's second down and 3 yards to go for a first down. 4:20 remaining, second quarter. Bukowski from DuPont, New York. Hands off to his lone remaining running back, Steve Morris. Great line pursuit. Walls, number 55. You got Berlin, number 76. Hard to give an unassisted tackle with that Clemson Tigers, the way they just pound on the ball.
Oh, we're going to see William Perry and Steve Berlin just close up the middle. There's Berlin right on the football, easily avoiding his blocker, and a lot of white jerseys around that ball.
Gain of a yard. Second, I should say 3rd and 2. Fumble. Clemson's got another great break. Picking it up, number 49. That's Cheatham. Number 49 on the play, that's Craig Crawford.
We're going to see this ball go down on the carpet. No one hits the quarterback. Just a mix-up on the exchange.
Crawford trailing in. That 6'2 junior from Spring Lake, North Carolina. Turnovers have been costly. Penalties have been costly on the Cavaliers. And what great field position once again for the Clemson Tigers, already leading 24-0. Flowers. By correction, Steve Griffin on the carry. He's brought down at the 28-yard line by Mark Wiley. Nice gain up the middle, Kim. The blocking assignments are near flawless at the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's a senior, essentially a senior offensive line in there for Clemson.
Griffin again. Look at the sidestep to get around number 41, and Mathis finally makes the stop.
How about the move he makes in the backfield, as you mentioned, to get around David Bond, number 41. Clemson's overall team speed is just excellent. And I think that's one of the main reasons why they're ranked so high in the country.
Holloman, you see number 46 as the substitutes begin to flow in. Griffin still in the backfield at tailback. We've got man number 69, Cruz number 54. Cruz was beaten out of his job by Joe Ellis at the right tackle spot. That was a tremendous competition during the preseason workouts at that position. Dale Swing is still in there at center. K.D. Dunn at tight end. Quick, number 36, and Holloway will be the running back.
2nd and 1 here.
2 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Excuse me, our 3rd and 1.
Quick is at a wingback on the near side. And your quarterback, Mike Epley, trying for the first down. He gets the call. So Griffin stays in at a tailback spot. And Ray Williams comes in at a wide receivership. Otherwise, Holloway remains in the ball game. Butler will be coming to the near side. Ray Williams to the far side. Might they go long on this play at the 23, 1st and 10. 2:34 remaining in the second quarter. Epley pitches back to Griffin. Griffin with a gain of about 7 yards on the play before he's met by Bob Sweeney.
And a very smooth move by Mike Epley. We're going to watch Epley going to his left, faking to the dive back. Now watch this little look he's going to give the defender. Pitching it out. There's Griffin on the outside. Good yardage.
Averaging about 9 yards a carry in this ball game, Griffin, after averaging 5.3 in his first ball game. They try up the middle. No running room. It was Holloway trying from that fullback spot.
Well, this play didn't look like much, but because of the line surge, Litton, Reese on that left side, they've got a 3rd and 2.
Williams to the far side. It's Rulak to the near side. Both of them have had touchdown catches. 3rd and 3. Griffin. He gets stacked up after a gain of a yard at the 15-yard line. Mattis, Ron Mattis, the senior, bringing him down.
Well, they're going to be about 2 yards short. Danny Ford's got to choice here. I would think if it's a long 2, they'll kick it. If it's less than 2, he may go for it.
You know, Cheatham and Ellis must have done a terrific job in this ball game against Mattis, because we have not said his name much. And for instance, he holds the career mark for 6 quarterback sacks in a season, 8 tackles for loss of yardage. He's even blocked 5 passes. He's been known for getting good penetration, but has been held out of there in this ball game.
And he's 6'7", 286 pounds. You're right, Art, and we haven't heard much from him.
So it's 4th and 2. Danny Ford deciding what to do. And the officials having a discussion as well.
Well, let's see. Looks like they're going to kick it.
Peretti, number 17, will be the holder.
They wouldn't have a fake, would they?
No. Scott Williams, the snapper. And a happy Tiger on the sidelines. Igwebuike is going through the motions.
His next home game is again next Saturday night.
Well, he's got a perfect season so far. Speaking of Donald Igwebuike.
I'm glad you're speaking of him, because I can't pronounce his name.
I tell you, we've had a lot of practice today. Okay, we're set to go with 47 seconds remaining before halftime. From the 21. Certainly has the leg, and it's true. 3 more points on the board. Igwebuike putting it through the uprights with 42 seconds remaining in the second quarter. It's Clemson 27, Virginia nothing. Look at that form.
And a good hold by Anthony Peretti.
Notice Donald protecting that kicking leg on the ensuing rush.
And so far, Iggy's perfect for the season, Art.
Special teams making sure they know what's going to happen, what they want to do with the kickoff. As Word and Antonio Rice go back deep to prepare to try to run it back. 31-yard field goal. The drive, 18 yards in 7 plays, ate up 2 minutes and 53 seconds. And Clemson continues to build up a fantastic ratio of putting points on the board when they get their hands on the football.
And Virginia's defense really has been victimized by some turnovers.
High floating kick, Word, 1 yard deep, he'll run it out. Looking for the opening, rather tentative, he gets to the 20-yard line. So 80 more yards to go for the Cavaliers if they hope to score, and they've got to go 80 yards in 37 seconds. Makowski comes back in at quarterback. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Welch decides to do at halftime with that situation. Ferguson, with his great mobility, just couldn't put any points on the board. Makowski tries again. That's Antonio Rice, the fullback, on the carry.
Well, it is going to be important what they do in this second half, because they came in here with very high expectations. And I'm sure that at the very least, they want to come out here in the second half and be respectable, certainly try to get back in the game, but do some things positive, because a total blowout can affect you for the entire season, Art.
Pleasant, Danforth, then Johnson, the defensive secondary on his 2nd and 9. They're still going up the middle. Running down the clock, I guess, Antonio Rice once again the carrier. Time runs out. It is halftime here in Charlottesville, Virginia, with the score. Clemson 27, Virginia nothing. We'll be back in a moment. Art Ekman and Kim McQuilkin here at halftime, 27-0 Clemson on top of the University of Virginia. We thought Virginia might be a challenge, a bigger challenge anyway than Appalachian State, but the great balance of Clemson has come through.
It really has. This was supposed to be their first challenge last week, being a non-conference game, and Clemson has come in and just been awesome. We talked about their balance at the top of the show, and that's really what's winning the game for them today. Epley's been magnificent. He's got to be playing as well as any quarterback in the nation right now.
He's gone short, he's gone long, he's run the option, and also the defense Kim McQuilkin has certainly put the pressure on and given the ball back to the offense at opportune times.
Well, here we see an interception on a ball that really one of Ferguson's better passes in the first half, but Clemson's defense is on the spot and gets the turnover, and I really think the Virginia defense has been victimized by the offense's turnovers.
Here's Epley as he goes long for the classic play of the first half, a 47-yard touchdown pass to Ray Williams.
And look at the time he had to throw the ball back in the pocket. They had been running the option. This was the fake off the option. Williams all by himself, and I think team speed is really showing. Clemson has a real edge in team speed, and I think that's one of the reasons they're ranked so high in the country.
Normally, when you see a 27-0 score, you would see lopsided statistics, and we have them here. Rushing yardage, passing yardage, total yards. Turnovers a big factor, along with penalties against the University of Virginia. They had 5 called on them for 45 yards at key moments. Time of possession really doesn't mean much when it's 27-0 on the scoreboard. At halftime, the score, Clemson 27, Virginia 0. We'll pause now for a word from your local station. This is the Raycom Sports Network.